Ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
We have a problem. There's a problem in New York, and there's a problem in L.A.
And Boston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have problems. There is no way around this. There is no way to sugarcoat this. Based on two things that have transpired in the last 24 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. We have a problem. It's a big one.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 221 of the Sports Drive.
Oh, yeah! The Macho Man.
Per ritual, a little shout out from Stephen A. for him losing his mind again. 5 minutes into his own radio show.
Since when he loses his mind, dude?
That's a good question. Did you see the thing on Twitter? They're trying to change the Siri voice to Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm talking about with the iPhones? It'd be like, I have an iPhone here, actually.
Right. Who doesn't have an iPhone or some sort of device like that, dude?
Let's try this, right?
Okay, go ahead. Do it.
Siri, what does waterfall mean?
Hold on.
Oh, the volume's not. Anyways.
Dude, Siri hates your guts, dude. Siri hates your guts. Siri's ignoring you.
That's a good question, though, right? What does waterfall mean? It has many different different definitions.
Yeah, but let's take it. But let's take it from the heterosexual male point of view.
Yeah, it's just a treasure trove. You can figure the rest out.
Oh yeah, exactly.
All right, welcome to the show, everybody. We're episode 221. Make sure to like this video right now. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to get all previous editions of the Sports Drive. This is your not politically correct sports talk show.
Yeah, you know it.
I hate using this word, but it actually has to do with my opening rant today. But anyways, if you are easily offended, this show is not for you.
Agreed.
We're not here to please anybody. We're not here to impress anybody. We're here to have some fun and shoot the shit. Unfortunately, the Walmart boy will not be joining us today. He is in very deep mourning.
Wait, is that why? Wait, is that why?
Yeah.
I have a question. Is he on suicide watch, dude?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't care.
We need to get an APV out there for him.
Oh no.
Dude,
we need helicopters on standby. Ladies and gentlemen,
wait. I don't care if he's joining us.
Attention, Walmart shoppers, the helicopters ready. Repeat, get the helicopters ready.
Wait, glowing up. I don't mind that he's not joining us because we have a great show without him, I believe. But let me ask you this: Are you being serious? That's why he's not joining us?
His reasons that he had a lot of work stuff.
Okay, maybe he does.
I just find it convenient when his teams lose on the playoff stage. It's always I can't show up to the show the next day. I always love that excuse. I know we weren't doing the Sports Drive at the time when the Bears lost to the Eagles, but I would have come on here.
Yeah, I would have come on too. Yeah, I would have come on. Hey, listen. Let me say this: should the Cubs in 2016 had lost Game 7 in Cleveland, and they came close to losing Game 7 in Cleveland, I still would have come on.
Right.
I would have, Jerome. Oh, by the way, I got to say something. There is one thing that bothers me about the Blues winning. I'll explain that.
Why? Because St. Louis sucks as a city?
No, you know what that means? No, St. Louis is actually a pretty cool city. But you know what this means now for the next few days, especially over the weekend and maybe even a little beyond?
Yeah.
We got to hear Gloria by Laura Branigan how many times, dude? I mean this song is gonna make me go nuts. I mean,
I'll say this, man. St. Louis is the armpit of the Midwest.
Dude, I'm just curious because you know what? How did Gloria by Laura Branigan become such a rally song? It just makes no sense.
I don't know. Man,
we're gonna hear that the next few days.
And I'm still trying to figure out what does everybody in mean. They keep doing this.
Oh, the Cubs?
The marketing thing with the Cubs. What's everybody in?
In for Destiny.
You already got your Destiny.
Yeah, but we want more Destiny. Come on, Jabroni.
You're not the Yankees. Not yet, at least. All right.
That's true. No, that's true.
Let's do another fun signature thing on the show. Since the Walmart Boy is not going to be here, we're not going to be able to do the Skippy Bash Hour today.
Hey, we have a great show without him anyway.
But we're actually gonna cut it a little shorter today. We're gonna do an hour, maybe hour 20 minutes or so, something like that. I'll play it off ear, but anyways, make sure to interact with us in the chat box if you're on YouTube. You want to ask us questions, have any comments about the Stanley Cup Finals? We got Game 6 of the NBA Finals tonight. Sox are doing good. Eloy Jimenez is trying to break records for distance home runs.
That home run was awesome, dude. That was the longest home run I have ever seen. Maybe certainly the longest home run I've ever seen the center field in that ballpark.
Yeah, I remember Jim Tomey blasting one.
Jimenez's home run on Monday was what was it? Tuesday. Tuesday was longer than that. Tuesday.
Yeah, they played against the Nationals, and
I know.
Yeah, that was the thing. Well, what about the freaking home run he hit in Kansas City over the weekend?
I know. But I'm talking about guaranteed rate here. I'm talking about guaranteed rate. That was his first home run at home.
I went for the first. I'm waiting for the first home run to go into the highway.
Dude, that will never happen, dude. You'd have to be on some serious dope for that to happen, to put one on the Ryan, dude.
But on the Dan O'Ryan, man.
Nobody ever did that in the old ballpark.
I know. I remember Frank Thomas. I seen Frank Thomas hit a couple moonshots in that ballpark, man.
Yeah, he don't.
He'd say he would destroy it, man. I never see baseballs go that high. All right, let's do another fun feature here on the show. Oh, hey, Junie, how was your weekend?
Oh, Sally, it's awful, and it's only going to get worse. My kids are out of school, and now they're going to want me to take them to the water park and all these other type places. Oh, my goodness, Sally. You know what? My bank account's going to be run dry, and pretty soon I'm going to be poor and living on government cheese.
What comes with government cheese? Is there anything extra besides the cheese?
Yeah, grief, dude. Grief. That's what comes with eating government cheese. A lot of grief.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, dude, are we supposed to do the introductions? Because I think Brownie wants to be introduced, dude.
All right, let's do the introduction, shall we?
Sure, dude.
Nice.
Me.
Hubba.
And now, the starting lineups for your sports drive.
Can I be traded?
That's pretty
No. And he can't be on the waiver wire either. Nope.
Man, my day's been shot.
All right, introducing first from Blue Bumblebee, Kentucky. This young man is a long-lost distant cousin of Jim Cornette and Kenny Bolin down there in the Bluegrass State. This young man loves
Look at him.
This young man loves some Kentucky Fried Chicken. So do I, obviously. And also, I found out that this man is an undercover Donnie Green fan. How about that? He's turned heel on all of us. Here he is, Baron Corbin's number one fan, the bully master, Andrew Browning.
Even though Baron Corbin sucks, but what's going on, guys? Tell me good show. And then
what about? Go give your
give the shout out, dude.
That's my boy Chucky to the Mrs. South Train himself.
What up, Chucky Cheese?
Chucky Cheese.
Dude, you're growing up. You sound like somebody. Dude, you sound like somebody on some sort of acid.
I never partake in acid, nor do I want to.
No, you just sounded like somebody. I know that, dude, but you just sounded like somebody on acid. No joke.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a complete shoot in the wrestling business terms. Like, I'm not lying at all. I've never done drugs.
I know. You seem like that. I've never done either, dude.
I am straight edge.
Me too.
Only exception, I'll drink a couple beers and stuff on Super Bowl parties, but that's it.
No, like trying to smoke a cigarette when I was, 11, 12?
Yeah. Again, the big win. We know you're a rebel back then.
I wasn't proud of it, dude.
All right, introducing next a product of the state of Illinois, but decides he wants to live in Indiana. This young man is a Chicago Cubs fan with respect to the White Sox. He is a Chicago Bears fan, Bulls fan, and Blackhawks fan. And I don't know, maybe he is a Fire fan. I don't know if he watched soccer.
No, I don't watch soccer. I wish the Fire the best, but I don't watch soccer. I'm an American. I don't know. I think I'm going to watch this Women's World Cup, dude.
I don't know what being American has to do with soccer, but
dude, soccer has got to be one of the most un-American sports there is. Look, I know it's a physical game.
And hockey is?
Well, hockey is. Okay, but understand this. Here's what makes soccer un-American. The clock goes up, dude. In hockey, the clock goes down. Hockey's more understandable.
Yeah, they got some weird rules in soccer.
Yeah,
anyway, this young man is putting the gas in the Lex Express as they get ready for this 2020 debate tour.
Oh yeah, dude.
He is the James Hetfield of the Sports Drive. The big win, Frank Sprankle.
Louis Humpin never gets old. Nice. Never gets old. Doing well, gentlemen. Doing well. Doing well. My favorite time of the year, more daylight. Although we don't have daylight here in Blue Dump, it looks like there's nuclear waste.
Yeah, it looks like a funeral's going on right now in the city of Chicago. It looks like we're in like Moscow or somewhere in Russia.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it looks like I said, it looks like Chernobyl, 1986.
From Grenoble in the French Alps, Andre the Giants. All right, Frank, can you please do a proper introduction before I give my my salute to Shane McMahon? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I got to hear this, dude. Oh, yeah, hold on. I'm excited about that now. The following intro is scripted for anything but football, and it is not so phenomenal. Introducing a guy who interferes in any steel cage match he can. He is the glowing hump, Josh Lopez. I should say special guest referee.
You think I would interfere in the Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler steel cage match?
No, that would actually be pretty good. I said most, I didn't say every steel cage. I said most.
Okay.
Most.
Okay. That should be a good steel cage match. I don't know if they had one with each other, but they've wrestled each other a lot.
Yeah, but not in a cage. They haven't wrestled in a cage. I don't. Have they had any gimmick matches off the top of my head? I'm not talking about stipulations. I'm talking about gimmicks. No holds barred, steel cage.
I don't think so.
They should.
I don't think so. All I know, and I'm glad that they pointed this out on television recently, that Kofi did lose the U.S. and the IC title and the tag team titles to Dolph Ziggler before. These guys had a long, long rivalry, even when I was in high school. So I'm excited for it. Whatever you read on social media, everybody thinks that the WWE is at its all-time worst, and I would just agree to disagree, but I'll save that for the Hoops podcast later on today.
Avoid social media at all costs. That's what I say.
Yeah, it's a cesspool of negativity and people that can't form their own opinions.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anyways, let's do this properly, right? Let's give a shout out to Mr. Shane Meek.
Oh, here we go.
Please. Hey, you know what? He's one of my favorite pay-per-view all-time performers. Really, he is.
I may not be Greg Hamilton, but I'm going to give it a shot. If anybody who doesn't know who Greg Hamilton is, that's the guy who does this introduction for Shane McMahon. Now introducing the best in the world.
This is awesome, Bully Hump.
Shane McMahon.
Not bad, Gluey Hump. Not bad, dude.
And for it to be having some context, I'm going to pull this up actually because I think I still have the real introduction. Just one second. Look at this, guys. Keep talking about it. Look for this clip. Oh, I got it right here. Actually, let me run.
Nice.
To Shane McMahon Appreciation Night.
Yeah, that's when our truth interrupted.
Yep. And now, please welcome the best in the world.
Get up.
Great job, Greg Hamilton.
You know what?
He kills it every single week. He does it, man.
You know, I'm not planning on dying for it for many decades, but when I die, I want somebody like that to introduce my funeral.
Oh God!
By the way, open bar after the funeral too.
Yeah. I want Greg Hamilton to introduce like Khalil Mack or somebody.
Oh, wait a minute. There you go. How about this? How about at the Super Bowl he introduced both teams? Honestly, both teams coming out of the tunnel individually. He should do that.
Yeah, I'll be down for that. That'd be cool.
He should do every Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm gonna mention this on the show today, but Shane McMahon is my favorite thing going on in WWE right now, besides the Firefly Funhouse. Shane McMahon gets so much heat. It's freaking awesome. Like
Baron Corbin.
Like people were getting like annoyed with Stephanie McMahon. Just like people just actually boo Shane McMahon, and I love it.
Hey, you know
I'm a sucker for trolling heels, and that right there, literally having the ring announcer call him the best in the world. It's trolling every hardcore wrestling fan in the world, and it makes me so happy.
You know what? I gotta tell you something. During the Attitude Era, this was back in early 2000. I had a friend of mine that lived in Orlando, and a very good friend that lived in Orlando. And of course, back then you had the McMahon-Hemsley faction alliance, the McMahon-Hemsley faction.
Yeah.
One of my friends actually started a Stephanie Swallows chant, and throughout the arena. He did. I was watching it at the time, too. And sure enough, it was one of my good friends that started that chant throughout the arena. And Stephanie left.
And then?
Well, I would hope she would.
She did. She did leave. And I was watching. I'm thinking, wait, you started that chant? I was watching it at the time.
Why do you want to stand there, especially if you're a girl, and hear that? Like, I mean, most girls do, but it is what it is. I cracked myself up. By the way, I don't have a Costco's or I don't spend a lot of time in Subways or Walmart. In case you guys were wondering, that we'll leave that for the Walmart boy. But yeah, man, life's going good so far, man. Really got not much to complain about.
Yeah, what do you think about Joe Walsh? Life's been good.
Hey, Eagles.
Hey, I like that. Hey,
Eagles
wait a minute, but I like that song. Yeah, I like that song about how his accountants took all his money and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
You ever watch videos about him tearing up hotel rooms?
Wait. I think I caught that like 20 years ago on I think something on VH1's Behind the Music.
I'm telling you guys, if you haven't watched the Eagles documentary, please go watch it.
I'll
It's
check it out.
Really good.
Life in the Fast Lane.
The history of the Eagles. Go check it out, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's do some opening rants, shall we?
Why not, dude?
Who wants to get stuff off their chest, as we say?
I have nothing to hide.
Ronnie, go ahead. Go first.
All right. I got nothing really going, but I got a wrestling weekend.
Wrestling!
Saturday, but me and my friends are going to a Ludacris concert Saturday night.
A Ludacris concert?
Wait, Ludacris?
Yeah.
The Ludacris is sweet. They're still together?
It's going to be my first outdoor concert.
Wow. Try to remember the song. Roll out.
Yeah.
I like that song. Or this one. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Move.
Got KPW Friday night and Primetime Wrestling Sunday night, the night before Upward, and DVD taping the next weekend after.
Hey, do you have the card already for both?
Do you produce any? Do you work behind the scenes during any of these?
Yeah, dude. Let me ask you. Are you the equivalent to Kevin Dunn? Wait, are you the equivalent to Kevin Dunn?
We're not wrestling. We're not wrestling. The reason why I'm talking like a chipmunk right now is because watch Jim Cornette's impression of Kevin Dunn. It's the funniest shit ever.
Wait! You never wait. Kevin Dunn's never on camera. He's never
good. Nobody wants to look at him.
Kevin Dunn. Wait.
Literally everything you don't like about WWE, he's responsible for. Everybody thinks it's only Vince McMahon who makes the decisions. Who is the director of the show?
So wait. If anything goes bad, Kevin Dunn is Vince's fall guy.
Yeah, because Kevin Dunn is in the creative team too. This dude is so Teflon in the wrestling business. I don't get it, man. Kevin Dunn is the only other person that Vince McMahon will listen to because Vince is stubborn.
Hey, Kevin Dunn's got a job with the WWE for life, for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Basically,
I could do Kevin Dunn impressions all day long.
Hey, you know what? I'll say this though about Kevin Dunn. Say what you want. Kevin Dunn has a lot of power in the wrestling business.
Goddamn power, pal.
He really does, dude.
Hey, you want to know what power means in the UK?
I don't care, but what?
Imperium.
What's Imperium mean, dude?
Absolute power.
Okay.
It's a faction in the NXT UK show.
Well, I guess Kevin Dunn has absolute power. He's been with the WWE forever, it seems, or at least since going back to the Attitude Era, if not before.
If everybody keeps trying that WWE needs to change, the only way that's going to change is Kevin Dunn not being the executive producer and director of the show.
Dude, it's going to take more than Kevin Dunn. I disagree. It's going to take more than just Kevin Dunn, dude.
No, I disagree with you, Barrel. I disagree with you, so we're gonna have a blood fight. That's how we work at social media today, right?
Oh yeah, wait. That seems like everybody wants to start something on social media.
Frank, go ahead. What's your rant today?
I gotta say this. My rant, we're gonna talk about the Bears 100. I can't wait to talk about that, Glory Hump, because I wasn't there in Rosemont. I wish I had been. My schedule, unfortunately.
I didn't get to go either, but
my schedule. But you know what? I gotta say this, and I'll say this. I don't want to spoil our conversation here, but you see events such as this, and it makes you proud that you're a Bears fan. Right. I know the Bears the last few years until last year have sucked the joint up. It's been bad. This has been a bad decade overall for Bears football. It has been. They're starting to turn a corner now. But you realize that this is one of two charter teams with the New York Giants. They got so much prestige, so much history. It just brings out – you just have so much pride being a Chicago Bears fan.
Right. I agree.
That's what I got from this weekend of the Bears celebrating their 100th.
Yeah, there was a couple of emotional moments. We're gonna save it for that particular segment.
Oh, cool. Yeah, on a smaller scale, I want to get I'll tell you what. I do want to get your advice on your opinion on one thing. I mean, just a small thing over the weekend. What do you think of the 1936 throwbacks Bears be wearing?
I love them. I dig it. It looks really nice. Nobody ever says anything about Cincinnati ripping off Bears uniforms. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's too Bengals. Too Bengalsy."
Wait a minute, haven't the Broncos ripped off our colors?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Broncos colors are basically the same as the Bears.
Isn't the Cincinnati Reds logo the Chicago Bears logo?
Well, actually, Glory Hump, there's history behind that. I don't know how it came about.
Well, because they have
the wishbone seed. Well, hear me out here. The wishbone seed that the Bears and the Bengals have, that actually emanated from the University of Chicago way back when they had football and were in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So that's how the wishbone seed came about.
I like it. I like the white.
I do too.
I like the white, blue, and orange stripes on top of the shoulder pads. I just think it looks cool.
And you know what? I'll say this. Khalil Mack jerseys, out of all – and I have a friend that sells sports jerseys, at cheap value. He told me last year toward around Christmas, because obviously he does a lot of business around Christmas for obvious reasons. He told me the Khalil Mack jerseys were selling the highest, because I said, hey, which is your biggest jersey seller in terms of a Bears player? I said, is it Trubisky? He said, no, Trubisky sales are doing well, but he told me Khalil Mack was selling the most.
I got a Mitch Trubisky jersey a couple years ago for Christmas, and then I got
Nice.
a Khalil Mack jersey hoodie.
Oh, nice.
I don't have a Khalil Mack jersey, but I do have the hoodie, and it's very comfortable.
I just realized something. Those new Bears jerseys, the throwbacks that were introduced, those should be in Madden.
Frank, are you using your phone or you're on the computer?
I'm on my computer, dude. It's not.
Your audio keeps going in and
Oh,
out.
sorry. Anyway, those Bears
it's going
jerseys.
out on mine too.
Hey, Glowy Hump, those Bears jerseys should be in Madden.
They probably will be on Madden.
Yeah. Oh, but you know what I have, Glowy Hump? It's not that I have a Bear. You know what I do have? I have the Bears Mike Ditka sweater and sweater vest.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's what I have. I have both the sweater and the sweater vest.
Brownie, do me a quick favor. Exit out and come back in.
Okay.
All right. Because Brownie has his weird headphones. He can't. It's weird. How you have headphones and one side works and the other one doesn't.
Dude, Brownie's weird.
I don't know why.
Weird as it is.
I'll be back.
Brownie, you're a weirdo.
Yeah, they don't sell good headphones in Kentucky.
Yeah, those are good New jerseys. You know what? I'll say this: when Manic comes out, I guess the first game I play will be with those jerseys.
Yeah. My opening rant this week is a more funnier one than a serious one, actually. I woke up this morning. I wake up and I never expect to be in a bad mood or anything like that.
You don't seem like that type of person. You just don't.
I'm not that type of guy.
No, you're not. You're not. I know that.
I wake up and they have this ad for tonight's game for the NBA Finals. And guess what the theme is?
I haven't seen much. Wait, is this ESPN, ABC, and all that stuff? Okay, what is the theme? I don't know.
They come up with general statements. No, they come up with blanket statements for both teams. And then behind that, they said that will happen if this happens. If that happens.
If my mother had...
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. Let me... They did...
I know where you're going out with this, dude.
That is for the Raptors and the Warriors and the Warriors. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is how you're gonna promote the NBA Finals? Ifs. Okay, how about this as an advertisement? Okay, Kyle Lowry was a moron and should have shot all the time towards the end of the last game. How will the Raptors respond by choking at home in the last game? How about that? Oh, we gotta do these ifs. If my mother had balls, she'd be my father.
Yes. Hey, I'm hoping the Raptors win.
I hate this like half in and half out society that we're in. Ifs. Yeah, but this. Yeah, but that. How about some absolutes? How about that? It's either we're like downplaying something or we have to come with some hypothetical to make the stories sound better.
Does it seem to me that every NBA Finals game is 3 days apart?
Mm-hmm.
It just seems that way. It seems like it's 2 days, it's 3 days.
Yeah, it's I don't know why you need 2.5 days or 3 days to
3 days.
I don't know why you need 3 days off to go from one city to another.
You know what? I gotta say this. Why did the finals and this was the case growing up during the Bulls run in the 90s?
Yeah.
Why does every game have to start at 8:00?
Right.
Yeah, why can't these games start at 7:30? Nobody cares about Jimmy Kimmel, dude.
What about the late playoff games for the Hawks when they were having their championship run?
Hey, you know what? God bless Pat Foley, because I was watching the 1 year they were in St. Louis in the opening round, and Pat Foley said, and who does this 8:30 start time benefit? No one. God bless Pat Foley for saying that.
Yep. Did we find out what happened with the Wolves? Did they win the?
No, they didn't, dude. They didn't. They lost. Hats off to the Wolves. You know what, though? I'm going to say this, though. Hats off to this one player from the Checkers because, dude, this guy played in the clinching game on a broken foot.
Damn.
He did, dude. I read about it. Look it up. I forget who he is. Shame on me. But he played on a broken foot. They just taped it up, shot him with Novocaine or something like that, and he played, dude. I'm applying this. I'm applying this, jabroni, man.
Yeah, that is impressive.
He played on a broken foot the entire game.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely wonderful.
Wonderful. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I was there when the Wolves won their last championship at the Allstate Arena. It was pretty freaking cool to see that in person. I just wish they got another one. That sucks, though.
I wish it could be affiliated with the Blackhawks. I mean, that would just make it easy because it just makes no sense to have the Wolves affiliated with other NHL teams and not the Hawks. It makes no sense.
Right.
I know Rockford, and I'm not saying Rockford has been a great affiliate for the Blackhawks. They've produced a lot. I mean, even Jeremy Colleton has come from Rockford. But still, though, you just want to have that local identity with your minor league team. And I know Rockford is, you can say semi-local maybe. It is close to Chicago. But it just doesn't make sense to have the Wolves affiliate with somebody else.
They got this post on Twitter right now. Where did you attend your first WWE live event?
Ooh.
I remember like it was yesterday.
Well, they used to come to a lot of house shows in Hammond, which made it easy for me. Hammond for me. Well, wasn't your first event, Gluey Hump? I think you told me. Wasn't your first event August of '99 when Y2J made his debut?
Yep, I just put it out. I just responded to the tweet right now, actually.
Oh, okay, because I was watching it live. I was watching it live, and the Rock was out, and here comes Y2J, and you know what? The Rock's look just standing still as Y2J was in his was just ripping everybody within the WWF, and then the Rock. That
Right.
one you should just seen the Rock's look. I mean, he was just standing still, just thinking, who in the blue? And he did say that.
Who in the blue hell are you, pal? Oh man!
I didn't
All
have
right,
to.
let's talk about Bears 100, shall
Oh
we?
yes. Let's talk about it.
My favorite part of the entire weekend was the panels, just the different stories from the different teams. It wasn't just a 1985 Love Fest. They had stuff from the 1963 team. The 06 Bears got to talk, even though they didn't get to win the Super Bowl that year. I listened to that podcast last night. By the way, if you are a Chicago Bears fan,
Which we are,
make sure to download the Chicago Bears podcast app on Apple Podcasts, or you can find it on their YouTube channel. Listen to these legacy panels. It's like Bears porn. Like it's all the stories you would want for the Chicago Bears fan perspective. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to Jeff Joniak and Top there because they did a phenomenal job.
Phenomenal
with all the panel jobs they did over the weekend. Jeff Joniak, you are ridiculous.
Yeah, he is ridiculous, dude. I'm seeing this linebacker. I got the sound down, Gluey Hump, but I'm seeing the linebacker with Singletary. They got Butkus, who's my dad's favorite Bear of all time. This was just God bless the Chicago Bears another 200 years, but more Super Bowls, please. Let's stop living in 1985. Come on, let's move on.
I love the D line panel. They had Chris Sorge, Ed O'Bradovich, Dan Hampton, Tommy Harris, and Akeem Hicks on the panel. Man, just to hear the passion from Dan Hampton and Ed O'Bradovich about how important it is to bring a championship to Chicago. And basically the whole panel was like challenging Akeem Hicks to bring the title home and understand the responsibility the Bears have right now and the opportunities that they can't you can't miss on these type of opportunities. You got to strike when the iron's hot, right?
Yep.
And you know, Dan Hampton, he's like, before even asking, so Jeff Joniak asked him a question about Matt Nagy, right?
Uh-huh.
And Hamp decides to go into this soliloquy saying thank God John Fox's ass is no longer here. He said it literally out loud like that in front of
my goodness. Dude, you don't have to listen, you don't have to like John Fox. And I'll say this, John Fox didn't do a good job. Look, I have a friend, Glowy Hump, that works for a media organization. I'm not going to mention who he is or what media organization, but he covers the Bears. He covers the Bears at Hallis Hall, Soldier Field. And he told me that when Fox was there, the atmosphere was a country club. There was no structure, there was no coaching. It was just show up and oh well. Very passive.
Now let me say this: I have not enjoyed listening to Dan Hampton and Ed O'Bradovich on WGN post-game shows. There are way too cynical on that damn show. There's a difference from being honest and looking at things objectively, and then what they do where they take open shots at players during the season. It's not cool, but I thought they did a very good job in this panel. Towards the end of the panel, like Tommy Harris was talking about the regret he had that he got injured before Super Bowl 41 and he couldn't play in that game. You remember?
That's right, he was injured.
Yeah, and a lot of people said, man, he would have a really, really good career if it wasn't for the injuries. I don't disagree. I was growing up during that time period. I was growing up during that time period, and Tommy Harris was a very good player. I thought Anawali Agule was underrated for his time with the Bears as well. And you know, it's my favorite part of that panel was when was like, it's been 34 years since the Bears won a championship, and the last time I remember, the number 34 means something here in Chicago.
Oh, you know it.
He wasn't crying or anything, but he was like seriously pumped. I'll tell you guys, please listen to these panels. It's really, really good. Hell, they even had a panel with George McCaskey, Ginny McCaskey, and Dan Pompei. That was really good as well.
Yeah, and you know what's remarkable? You know what's remarkable about Virginia McCaskey in particular, who is the owner?
She's 97 years old.
97, yes. And the daughter of George Halas, who, of course, founded the Bears and was one of the co-founders of the NFL.
Yeah.
Virginia McCaskey, Glowy Hump, does not give many interviews.
No, she does not.
She doesn't. She doesn't. She's the owner of the team. Her name is on the ownership. But very rarely does she give interviews. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. I'm looking forward to hearing what Virginia has to say here. Because, I got to say this. 1985, it was a great season. Bears fan, one of the greatest teams of all time. But you know what? It's time to look ahead and bring another championship for a new generation of Bears fans here.
Correct.
And you know what? The thing I like, go ahead.
Undo what happened in Miami last time.
Hey, where's the Super Bowl?
Miami.
Exactly.
Like I said, not only undo what happened in 2007, in that February of 2007, but undo what happened to you last season in Miami. Think about that. Think about that game. And here you are a year later, you have a shot to go down there and win a championship. It does not matter who's on the other side of that field. It does not matter. I would put this defense in front of any team in the NFL right now. I'm not here going to come out here and tell you that Patrick Mahomes is going to be a Hall of Famer and this, that. I think too many people right now in the media are putting too much stock into this dude. I get it. He won the MVP last year. He looked fantastic. I'm not here to denigrate the dude. I think he's a good person. Mm-hmm. But there's too much of this Patrick Mahomes stuff. It needs to die down a little bit. We need to be a little realistic with this stuff. Somebody told me the other day that he's going to throw for 60 touchdowns. My ass. That was my response to him.
He's got talent. We saw that last year, but he's got talent. But he's got a build for last year.
Let's not say he's the next Tom Brady, okay? He's not the next Montana.
No, I'll use Peyton Manning because Peyton Manning had the numbers. Tom Brady has the reins. Peyton Manning has the numbers.
What's more important, stats or wins?
Super Bowls.
Correct. Thank you.
Exactly.
Another favorite part for me for Bears 100 was seeing Mike Brown talk about his regret for not playing in Super Bowl 41 too. He started crying too. Man, I felt so bad for him. But here's the thing, man. And they're football players and they're athletes, and they make a lot of money that a lot of us wish we could, and yada yada yada.
Absolutely, the fame and all that, yeah.
And maybe sometimes people don't have sympathy for athletes, but you see the regret and the time these athletes put to their craft, and to say, "Oh, I had a chance. If I played in that game, maybe I would be a champion." Think about that regret. Mike Brown was already a well-known safety before the Bears made that
2001,
and he got injured in the mid-season and got put on injured reserve and missed a chance to play in that Super Bowl. And that's unfortunate, man. It sucks.
Unfortunately, that's the nature of the game, though, Glory Hump. Injuries happen. The NFL's a league. The NFL's a league of survival. It's a game of casualties. You're going to get injured. The question is, can you minimize the injuries and can you stay healthy throughout your career? That's what it's all about.
Right. And then, they had cool things where they brought out all the players from different eras. I saw that on Friday. That was pretty cool.
I watched it on Fox. I did see the show that aired at 6 o'clock on Fox.
Oh, you watched the orange carpet?
Yeah, the orange carpet special. Yeah, I did see it on Fox. And what was neat about it, Glory Hump, was seeing the past Bears, certainly the current Bears as well. But from the standpoint of the past Bears, seeing those that are in the Hall of Fame have their gold jackets on.
Mm-hmm.
That was neat. Seeing Mike Ditka, who I grew up with as the great head coach of the Chicago Bears. I gotta say this, Glory Hump. I grew up with Mike Ditka during that era. Not to mention the Super Bowl 20 and all of that. And I never saw a Mike Ditka coach game. I never did in person. My dad couldn't afford tickets back then. Bears sold out tickets. You have ticket brokers, but they ain't what they are now. Ticket brokers were just too darn expensive. I went to the Monday night game in 2013, December of that year, when the Bears played the Cowboys and Mike Ditka had his number retired.
I remember
that game, I was at that game. That game, it was cold. It was 2 above 0, 8 below wind chill. I could care less. That game had a lot of meaning for me because I grew up watching Mike Ditka on the sideline, never saw him in person, watched games on television. I remember where I was when he was fired. I was actually in trouble, and I was actually sitting down. I couldn't go outside. That's a whole other story. I was being punished, actually, in school. But to me, that night was special. It was.
Do you think the Bears have done a better job over the years of bringing back the alumni?
Yeah, I think so, yes. I think they have. I understand you got so much alumni, but I think they've done a good job when it comes to bringing back particularly guys like Dick Butkus, bringing back guys like occasionally Mike Singletary, Richard Dent. They do that before games. At least it's been a while since I've been to a regular season home game, but they would do that on the east end of Soldier Field, where you have that grassy area. There's a grassy area on the east end of Soldier Field, and WBBM would have some of their pregame show out there, and they would have an alumni. Mama's Boy was there, so I think overall the Bears do a good job bringing back the alumni. Yeah.
This is a cool thing for me as a sports fan because I know the Cubs had their 100th season about, 4 or 5 years ago.
You're talking about the Wrigley 100th. That was the Wrigley 100th. Yeah, I was at that game. I was at that game, Glory Hump, the birthday game in which Wrigley turned 100. Go on.
Regardless, so here we are. We have the 100 years of the Bears. As a sports fan, for me, I think it's cool. I get to witness this, and I hope I could go to a game this fall. I want to go to a Bears game so bad this year. Really,
me too.
I'm curious to see what they do. Like which decade teams do they have make special appearance during the 8 games that they have. Matt Nagy brought up a good point. Last weekend, he was saying, everybody's talking about the schedule and being all these primetime games. If you don't want that, why are you playing?
The Bears earned it. No, wait.
Why wouldn't you want that spotlight?
Not to mention, they play on Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah, just because you're playing at noon and you can have the rest of the day to yourself doesn't mean that your team is good. You know,
you talk about going to a game. I'll be honest, when it comes to going to games, I don't like going to games on Sunday afternoon because I got Red Zone. I can watch every game, whip around coverage, and that's better than going to a game. But I guess if I had to choose one game, let's say I had to choose one game, and I'm not saying I'm going to go to this game, but I could go to one game. It would be that game against the Cowboys. When is it? It's a Thursday night.
Yeah,
it's after
Thursday
Thanksgiving.
night. Yeah.
That's the game I would probably choose to go to. Now, maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. I can't make that promise at this time. By the way, that's one of the two games going up. The Bears are wearing the throwbacks, the 1936 throwbacks hat.
I would say that one or what's the other one? The Chiefs, the final home game.
Sunday night, I consider that one. Maybe People's Fake Super Bowl.
Sunday night football? Yeah. Man.
I'd probably choose the Cowboy game. You know, going up, I'd probably choose a Cowboy game because that's a Thursday. I mean, I go to the game on Sunday, then I would miss some of the late afternoon games. The Thursday game would just make better sense.
I mean, I could say New Orleans too because I've never seen Drew Brees play.
But what about the Green Bay game? Naturally, everybody wants to go to that one.
Yeah, the first one. There's no
I wouldn't
be able to afford.
Yeah, dude, I'm not. I'll trust me. I'll watch it on television.
Hey man, I've just been saving money. I just spent money. I'm going to Orlando a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, how many times? Yeah, is this like your 10 for 15 for 100 trip to Orlando already, dude? You've been to Orlando a lot.
This is my 4th time being in Orlando. This trip's gonna be very special to me because this is gonna be the first time I'm not going there for WrestleMania purposes or Disney with my family. This is a trip by myself, paid by myself, for myself. I'm very excited for this trip.
At least you don't have to go to the Crappy World Stadium.
Yeah, and I'm not doing any tourist stuff. I'm going down there to relax.
Dude, take it easy.
I'm not going to Universal Studios. I'm not going to Disney World. I'm not saying I won't do anything down there, but yeah, I'm gonna relax. I need to get out of the city. I need a couple days to detox. So.
I don't know, Glory Hump, if I would go. I mean, and everybody's got their preference. Everybody's got their preference where they want to go on vacation.
Well, I'm also going to Pittsburgh later on this fall to hang out with my brother. Well, he's not actually my blood brother, but my brother that I do my wrestling podcast with, Adam. I'm going to go down there in October. We're going to watch the Bears and Raiders game together because he's a Raiders fan.
Awesome.
He lives in Pittsburgh.
Wait, that's the England game. That's the England game. That's the England game.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend a weekend with him. But the cool thing is they have the Raiders-Bears game, which is a new start. But also there's a WWE pay-per-view that night. So I was like, all right, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time to go out there and visit with him and have that trip, you know?
You know what?
I never been to Pittsburgh. I never been to Pittsburgh before.
Nice city.
Yeah.
You know, I guess if I had to go on vacation somewhere, and like I said, growing up, everybody's got their own preference. Yeah. I go to Guam.
Guam?
Dude, I get away. Well, here's the thing. Understand this. It's far away from the mainland as possible. Okay. There are beaches there. They actually have good nightlife. And not to mention, being that it's a U.S. territory, that means our currency is good. American currency is good in Guam. So yeah, I would choose Guam and just lay on and just relax on the beach all day.
Is there a good waterfall in Guam?
Oh, I'm sure there is, dude. Hey, dude, we should ask Brody. Where would he go on vacation?
Brian, where do you want to go on vacation?
Where would you go on vacation?
I don't know, just guess where WrestleMania's gonna be at. No, but
you want to go to Tampa next year?
That would be nice.
I'm very curious to see how they make the stage. It's gonna be badass with the pirate ships and all this stuff there. It's gonna be pretty dope. I know Justin told me. Justin Hill told me that the stadium's kind of dumpy, but. I don't know if I'll make it to WrestleMania next year. I'm not sure yet.
Hey, how's Jay Hill doing, by the way? I haven't talked to him in ages. Have you talked to him lately? Anybody?
Yeah, he's doing all right. He's just keeping busy and stuff.
Oh, good. Jay Hill's an awesome guy. He really is.
All right. Let's see what time it is. 10:51.
Do you know
before we head out for this week's edition of the Sports Drive, I do want to talk a little bit about what happened last night. Congratulations to the St. Louis Blues are in order.
Yeah, congrats. Now I'm going to hear
Blues-
Gloria for the entire weekend.
The Blues are your 2019 Stanley Cup champions. Yes. Unfortunately for us who live in Chicago, by the way, I'm not a Cubs fan, and I even hate St. Louis. Think about that. I'm not a Cub fan, and even I don't like St. Louis.
St. Louis has got a lot of shopping malls there. I'll just say that.
I don't like the people from St. Louis. I don't like the city of St. Louis. Like I said, it's the armpit of the Midwest.
What's St. Louis do to you, Jabroni?
The same thing Cleveland did to me. They're
Yeah, but
boring.
we're talking about two different. Yeah, but we're talking about two different cities here. We're talking about two different cultures. Cleveland is
What's so special about St. Louis besides that fucking arc?
Arch. Yeah, I've been in the Arch. Yeah, have you been in the Arch, dude? I have.
I have. It's nothing special. Come on.
It looks cool
right?
when you come up.
Okay. I'll give you this. The St. Louis Cardinals baseball field is very nice. Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, it is. Even the old one. I wish they didn't tear it. I wish they kept the old one though. It was nice as it was.
Yep. I remember as a kid seeing the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire home run battle.
Going up. I was there in '98. Literally. I wasn't there for the record-breaking home run. I was there in August when these two were going at it.
Did you get to go to any of the playoff games during the 2016 season?
Glowing up. Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing about that, Glowing up. Being that my dad, after he retired, had partial season tickets. Mm-hmm. We were actually put into a World Series, special World Series raffle. We didn't come up with any.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Man.
I remember I went to a Cubs game that season with you guys.
Yeah, you did against the Giants.
Yep.
You know what, though? I will say this. If you look at St. Louis last night, I got to give them they had the Enterprise Center and even Busch Stadium where they had watch gatherings.
Yeah.
I will say this. I do wish the Cubs had done that in 2016 for Game 7 when they were in Cleveland. I wish they had a watch gathering at Wrigley. I would have gone.
Maybe I would have gone too. I'm not sure.
I would have gone. Although I have a friend of mine who lives here in Northwest Indiana that's a bartender by Wrigley. He told me the one night he couldn't get out was the night they won the World Series. Although he said this, he made more than $1,000 in tips that night.
Interesting.
He did the night of Game 7.
All right, I'll be 100% transparent here. I did not get a chance to watch any of the Stanley Cup playoff final games. I didn't get to see it. I saw highlights of it on SportsCenter last night. Congrats to Ryan O'Reilly, who's the 2019 Conn Smythe trophy winner.
Congrats to Jordan Binnington. That guy was awesome last night.
Yeah.
Rookie goaltender and wins Game 7. Wow.
We stand here today to pay homage and eulogize the 2019 Boston Bruins here today.
I'm not. Are you kidding me? Heck no. How many world championships does Boston have?
Yeah, they don't
Since
need
2001.
They don't need
I'm not eulogizing them.
Yeah, the city of Boston can take a break for championship.
Yeah, really. Hey, let me ask you this. Doesn't this save the city money by not having another parade?
Oh, come on. What do you mean? What about the Duck Bowl parades?
What parade? Did you say the Duck Bowl or something? I didn't hear that.
The Duck Boat parades.
Okay. The point is, though, Boston. They've had how many? They have 6 since 2001. They've had 6 Super Bowls.
Boston is filled with a bunch of greedy, racist bastards. Okay,
I don't know if I would say that. I don't know.
I will, because I got called a spick twice in Boston
By one person?
No, twice. One by a lady in the airport, and a second by a dude when I was walking past the fish market.
Wait, why? Why?
I don't know. They're shitty people.
That's not cool.
Why? I have no sympathy for people from Boston. Absolutely.
Okay. Me neither. Anyway, they have how many world championships? Anyway, case closed.
Yeah. By the way, I know this, we like to keep things on a positive here, but I felt really bad for what went down the other day with David Ortiz.
Yeah, me too. Get better, Big Poppy. Get better, Big Poppy.
Yeah. One of my favorite baseball players growing up. It just sucks.
Yeah, it has been.
I know I bust Sean's shots about the steroid thing with David Ortiz.
He's not on
he was a good dude.
Then let me ask you this: what's the latest? Because there's been multiple arrests here. Something sounds odd about this.
They showed a video of the actual shooting, which I don't know why he wanted to put that on TV.
Yeah, but I want to know. Yeah, exactly. But I want to know. Okay, as much as I was shocked of the shooting, I want to know why. Why would you do this to another human being? What's the point? Would somebody explain to me why you would do this?
I don't know why do people shoot people in general, but
yeah, exactly.
Without it being self-defense.
What did Big Papi do to you guys? And I know there's multiple people that have been arrested here, but what did Big Papi do to you guys, to all you people? Because I'll admit, I've been critical of David Ortiz with the pace of play. I know I've been very critical on him in terms of slowing the game down. But listen, who cares about when it comes to this matter? Who cares? Big Papi, get better.
Big Papi, he's in Boston
thoughts and
right
prayers.
now.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers. He's making a good recovery, from my understanding.
Very nice recovery. So
yeah, prayers for Big Papi.
On that note, let's get to the spoken word, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Frank, go first.
Hey, like I said, if you wake up every morning, consider yourself to have one fortunate life. My spoken word of the day is always God's blessings. Enjoyed my hour with you. Love you both.
Brownie, go ahead.
I did love.
Spoken word is a good show, even though it was kind of short today. But shout out again to my boy Chucky Tuna. It's a sound train yourself, and Donna Green sucks, and Barry Corbin sucks.
What up, Chuck E. Cheese? Move.
I had to do the trolling intro for Browning today. That's why I mentioned him being Barry Corbin's #1 fan.
Yeah, not really.
By the way, this time next week we'll be making our predictions for Stomping Grounds. Yeah,
nice.
Awesome.
I'm sure Frank's excited for that.
Well, I do watch that. I'm not as big as I used to be. Bring back attitude. I'll become big.
Nah, that's lazy. Anyways, my spoken word of the day is be the authentic product that is yourself.
Love it. Love it.
Always remember to live life on your own terms. Maybe your family members will look down on you because you're not doing things based on tradition and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
That stuff doesn't matter besides you and the man upstairs. That's the only relationship that matters. So do things on your own terms for your right reasons. So be the authentic product that is yourself. And as Matt Nagy says all the time, be you. That's my spoken word of the day.
That was awesome over the weekend, just the 100th celebration. I just want to say this quickly, Glowing Up.
Yep, go ahead.
One thing that impressed me was that the current players got to mingle with the fans, and these players, the inspiration to win a Super Bowl has gone even up more now with this event.
Correct. And especially Mitch Trubisky giving autographs and high-fiving fans even after the whole Friday event was over.
Glowing Up, it's going to be a great year for Bears football.
Yes, it is.
I can't wait for training camp.
Especially in week number 9 in Philadelphia. On that note, thank you guys so much for checking out episode 221 of Sports Drive. Hopefully, the Warmer Boy will be back next week. We can have another.
Please no. I enjoyed us to our time, dude.
We can have another edition of the Skippy Bayless Fast Shower. I'm very excited. I got to get myself a haircut soon, so I can look prim and proper for this trip. I'm going down to Orlando.
Oh, wait a minute! You're trying to score some, you know what?
Yes, and I'm meeting her parents, which should be.
Her parents? Wait, is there a lady, dude?
Yes.
Tell us about it. Oh my goodness!
And then
tell us about it next week, dude. Tease us.
No, I gotta keep that to myself.
Oh, okay. Understood.
Anyways, thanks to Browning and Frank. Great job as always, boys. And,
likewise, dude.
Make sure
Likewise.
to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, get all our previous editions of the Sports Drive, and I'll be back here later on today for episode 160 of the Hoots Podcast. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, boys. For the big win and the Bowling Master, I'm the Gluey Hump, Josh Lopez. Thank you guys so much for checking out the Sports Drive. Peace, love, and understanding.
And then
10-4, I'm out.